Use of electronic transmission, even if it's transfer. But real time means that in over 9 states, where networks are not working because of insecurity, there will be no election result. And nationally means that if the national grid should collapse and no network is working, no election result will be valid. But you see them talking. We even have a young man from Akwa Ibom who is, I think he's a publicity secretary in one of the parties. You hear him talking, you would think he's Senator Effiong Bob, who has seen it all. He doesn't know anything about lawmaking. And he will talk and talk and talk. But what can I say? I can't answer. The Senate does not conduct elections. We don't deploy technology. We only make laws. INEC must apply the law. The timing, scope, and modalities rest with INEC, acting within the framework of the law enacted by Parliament and interpreted by the Supreme Court, as the Supreme Court had interpreted about this electronic transmission. People should go and read these things. We insist now and always that the electoral reforms must be anchored in law, guided by capacity secured against abuse, and applied uniformly across the nation. Technology.
Right now in Nigeria, the political space is getting very busy again as the Senate reacts to the growing conversation around the Electoral Act amendment. Many Nigerians have been talking about this issue because it touches the way elections will be conducted in the future, and whenever election laws are discussed, people naturally pay close attention. The Senate has now come forward to say that they are listening to the public and that they are not against criticism. This statement alone has changed the tone of the conversation because many citizens wanted reassurance that their voices matter in the lawmaking process. Before we go deeper into this gist, please like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss important political updates like this. So let's break it down in a simple way. The main issue many people are discussing is the role of electronic transmission of election results. Some Nigerians believe that real-time electronic transmission can help build more trust in elections because results can be seen faster and with more transparency. Others believe the electoral body should have some flexibility because technology challenges still exist in some parts of the country. This difference in opinion is what has created the strong debate we are seeing today. It is not only politicians talking, legal experts, election observers, and ordinary citizens are also sharing their thoughts. The Senate's message that we are listening is important because it shows that lawmakers understand the weight of public opinion. In Nigeria, electoral reform is always a sensitive topic because it affects everyone, whether you are a voter, a political supporter, or someone simply watching the process. Many people want clear rules that will guide elections in the coming years, especially as discussions about future elections slowly begin to grow louder. Now, let's look at why this amendment has attracted so much attention. Some observers believe that removing certain strong language about mandatory electronic transmission could create uncertainty. They feel that clear rules help reduce disputes after elections. On the other side, some voices say flexibility allows the Electoral Commission to adjust to different realities on ground, especially in areas where network access or technical support might not be strong enough yet. This is why you will hear different opinions from different experts, and it shows that the debate is more complex than it looks at first glance. As the Senate continues discussions, there is also the process of harmonizing different versions of the bill. When the Senate and the House of Representatives work on a law, their versions must eventually align before it moves forward. This stage is very important because it is where final decisions are often shaped. Many Nigerians are watching closely to see if the final outcome will reflect the strong reactions coming from the public. What makes this situation even more interesting is the way political communication is happening. Some leaders are speaking carefully, using calm language to explain their positions, while advocacy groups are encouraging lawmakers to make decisions that strengthen public confidence. In democratic societies, this kind of back-and-forth conversation is normal. It shows that citizens are engaged and that lawmakers are under pressure to balance different interests. Another important part of this story is timing. Whenever electoral laws are reviewed years before a general election, it usually means leaders want to prepare early so there is enough time to test new systems and make adjustments if needed. Many analysts believe that decisions made now could influence how smoothly future elections are organized. That is why you see strong emotions around this topic. People are not just thinking about today, they are thinking about the future of Nigeria's democratic process. Also, we should understand that technology itself is not always the full solution. Electronic transmission sounds simple when discussed online, but in real life it involves network stability, funding, training of officials, and clear legal backing. Supporters of stronger digital systems believe Nigeria is ready to move forward, while others encourage a step-by-step approach. These two perspectives are part of what makes the current debate so active. As a presenter watching this story develop, one thing stands out clearly: Nigerians want clarity. People want to know exactly how votes will be counted, how results will be shared, and how transparency will be protected. Whenever there is uncertainty, public conversations naturally become louder. That is why the Senate statement about welcoming criticism is being discussed widely. It signals that lawmakers are open to feedback, and many viewers are hoping that future updates will bring more details. Let's also talk about the tone of public discussions. Even though opinions are strong, many voices are encouraging respectful dialogue. Electoral reform is a serious matter, and balanced conversations help keep the focus on solutions rather than conflict. The Senate leadership has explained that work on the amendment is still ongoing, meaning the process has not reached its final stage yet. This means there is still room for adjustment as lawmakers continue their deliberations. Now, in the middle of this gist, if you are enjoying this kind of clear political breakdown, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us keep bringing balanced news updates in a simple way that everyone can understand. As discussions continue, some analysts are reminding Nigerians that electoral laws often go through several rounds of review before becoming final. This process can sometimes look slow, but it is designed to allow many voices to be heard. Committees review proposals, lawmakers debate, and stakeholders share feedback. All these steps are part of building laws that can stand the test of time. Another angle to consider is how citizens feel about trust in institutions. Whenever election rules change, people naturally ask questions because they want assurance that their votes will be counted fairly. Trust is built when communication is clear and when leaders explain the reasons behind decisions. That is why the current messaging from the Senate is being watched closely. The statement that they are listening has opened the door for more conversations between lawmakers and the public. Some political observers believe that this moment could shape the narrative around electoral reform for years to come. If the final version of the amendment balances innovation with practicality, it could set a strong foundation for future elections. If not, discussions may continue even after the law is passed. This is why the coming days are important, as lawmakers review feedback and move closer to a decision. It is also worth noting that electoral reforms are not only about technology or legal wording. They are about public confidence. When citizens believe the system is fair, participation increases, and democratic institutions grow stronger. Many Nigerians are hoping that the final outcome of this amendment will encourage more people to take part in the political process peacefully and constructively. As we continue to follow this story, remember that political debates often evolve. Today's statement from the Senate might lead to new discussions tomorrow. That is the nature of democratic governance. Policies are reviewed, opinions are shared, and eventually, decisions are made through structured processes. Some viewers have also asked how this situation compares to past reforms. Historically, electoral laws in Nigeria have been updated several times to respond to new realities. Each amendment comes with its own debates and public reactions. What makes this moment unique is the strong focus on technology and transparency, which reflects how elections around the world are changing. In simple terms, what we are seeing now is a negotiation between different ideas about how best to manage elections. One side focuses on clear, mandatory rules for digital transmission. Another side focuses on flexibility and readiness. The Senate's role is to listen to all these perspectives and produce a law that works for the country as a whole. Many young Nigerians are also paying attention because they see electoral reform as part of shaping their future. Conversations on social platforms show that people want more involvement in how policies are formed. This level of engagement is a sign that citizens care deeply about democratic processes, and it adds another layer to the ongoing discussions. At this point, the key message from lawmakers is patience. They are encouraging the public to allow the legislative process to continue while they review feedback. Whether the final amendment will fully satisfy everyone is something we will only know after the process is completed. But one thing is certain, this debate has reminded everyone that electoral laws are not just technical documents, they are part of the national conversation about fairness and progress. As we move closer to the conclusion of this gist, let's reflect on what we have learned today. The Senate says it is listening. Nigerians are actively sharing their views. Experts are offering analysis. And the future direction of electoral reform remains a topic of strong interest across the country. The coming updates will likely shape how people view the next phase of political developments. If you have stayed with me till this point, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps this platform continue to deliver balanced and professional news storytelling that everyone can understand. Share your thoughts respectfully in the comment section because your voice is part of the larger national conversation. This story is still developing, and many people are watching closely to see how lawmakers will balance public expectations with practical realities. As always, the goal is to keep you informed in a calm, clear, and respectful way. Thank you for listening. Stay informed, stay respectful in your discussions, and I will bring you more real-time political gist very soon.